All right, it has been a long time, but I wanted to do a little video to catch up with anyone who might still be watching this channel because I have some other videos that I want to do and I thought it would be kind of weird if I just came back out of the blue. So where have I been? My last video was uploaded in 2022 and we're over halfway through 2024. Well, when I posted that last video in November of 2022, the plan was just to take a little time off. I was just feeling a little burned out on everything that was going on in my life at the time. And I felt like, okay, I'll take the rest of the year off and we'll just come back in 2023. But those like 6-8 weeks turned into like a year and a half. So if the time originally was just a break, what it became was sort of like an identity crisis for the channel. I knew I didn't want to continue doing what I was doing, but I wasn't really completely sure what I would like pivot to. And to be honest, I'm still not sure. There came a point where I realized I didn't want to make movie review videos anymore and where I felt like I couldn't really make physical media videos anymore. Why? Well, with the movie reviews, it felt like in order to grow the channel, I would need to incorporate a lot more contemporary films. And there's already a lot of channels that do this, like thousands of channels, maybe tens of thousands at this point. It felt like talking about older films was something that people just weren't that interested in. And before you say, hold up, people are definitely interested and talk about older films, trust me, my view counts wholeheartedly beg to differ. The few contemporary films I reviewed always did considerably better than any of the older films I reviewed. I know that that's just kind of the algorithm, but at the same time. Also, there was a lot of times where I'd watch a film and think, I just don't really have much to say about this. A lot of films are kind of just like fine. But just being fine doesn't always particularly lead to a lot of like passionate things to say. Some films are what I would call like Honda Civic good. They do their job, they get you to where you want to go, but like you're not going to wax poetic about them with your friends. And I didn't want to make any more videos that are, 2 minutes of me explaining the basics of the plot only to look in the lens and go, yeah, this was cool and that was cool. So overall, I guess I liked it. The true issue I was having with movie reviews, though, was that they were starting to cause issues with my enjoyment of watching films. Since I was a little kid, watching films has been one of my favorite things to do. When you put yourself into a situation where you take a hobby and you're trying to build an identity and maybe like even a business and a brand around that, you inevitably come up against this. Your responsibility to create content, it starts to directly conflict with your ability to just like sit back and enjoy the thing that you loved. And before you say, but so-and-so does it and they don't have a problem, like literally every YouTuber I have ever watched that reviews movies has complained about this. Granted, I don't watch every YouTuber out there, so this is definitely anecdotal, but when everyone I watch says the same thing and I'm feeling it too, that means something to me. And since I was feeling like I had less and less to say in certain situations and my joy of the thing was being drained out, I just decided to stop. I didn't want to ruin the thing that I love for the potential of like maybe building a channel or even making a few extra bucks in an extremely crowded marketplace. So you might be thinking, okay, why not just do physical media? That one's a lot more simple, right? The biggest reason is that it became obvious that it wasn't financially sustainable to keep doing what I was doing. I mean, no joke, there were times that I was spending hundreds of dollars a month or every other month when all those sales would pop up, Criterion, Kino, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, like all these sales are popping up and it seems like all the time I'm spending money. Why? Because you got to keep the algorithm happy with new content, right? So you gotta buy those discs. I'm going to tell you a quick story. One day in 2022, when all this was going through my head, I saw a thumbnail for a physical media channel that had this like row of disc cases on it. They had the spines all turned backwards so you couldn't tell what they were. And there was probably like 15 to 20 cases. And the headline read, "We spent thousands of dollars on the Criterion sale." And even though I was still kind of like mulling it over in my mind, my decision was really made when I saw that. I saw that things were escalating in a way that I was not going to be able to keep up with, and that really sort of sealed the deal for me. The last thing, and this goes for both movie reviews and physical media videos, was the fact that I had come to Jesus moment where I realized that if I was really going to grow this channel, I was going to have to up my game. Like I said, there are thousands of channels dedicated to movie reviews, thousands of channels dedicated to physical media. I was looking at the people that I was watching, and I realized that if I was going to get to their level, I was going to have to put a lot of effort into doing that. It's not that I'm not capable of doing that. It's just that there are other things I'd rather have. And if I only have so many hours in a day, I don't really want to spend them getting better at movie reviews. And I love talking about physical media. I love it. Seriously. Those are some of my favorite videos to make, other than the Frank's List videos. So who knows? I might try and work in some kind of like collection videos in the future if I can figure out like how that's going to work. But I won't be leaning on haul videos anytime soon again, unless I actually have the money to support that kind of lifestyle. So if you're poking around on my channel, you might be thinking, where'd all the videos go? Simple answer, I put all the movie reviews, including the Frank's List videos and the physical media videos, on Unlisted. You can still watch them if you want. They're available to watch in the playlists, but they won't be on the main page anymore. There's two reasons why I did that. The first is like every so often I would get sort of this like round of negative comments. Weirdly, they would like kind of all come in at the same time, but we're on different videos and we're by different users. The point being, I just got tired of like every like 3 or 4 weeks, there would just be this like splash of negativity. And it throws a wrench in your day when you see a YouTube notification and you go to it and it's like some dude, it's usually dudes, talking about like, "I can't believe you don't like the movie I love. Eat shit and die." I mean, you get a couple of those like every 3 or 4 weeks and it gets old. So I just unlisted them, which means that they don't come up on search and that comments are disabled. The other reason is that I was talking to a guy I used to work with, and he said that you should constantly be retiring videos on your channel that no longer represent where you are. And as much as I love the Frank's List videos, and I love doing that project, I made those videos like over 5 years ago. And I was just trying to figure things out at that time. My opinions on some of the films I reviewed have changed, and weirdly enough, I keep getting people asking me to explain plot points of the film, and I was like, dude, I watched that movie 5 or 6 years ago. I have literally watched over 1,000 films since then. I'm serious about that. Like I can draw it out on my Letterboxd. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I can't say that to people, of course. So that's the story of what happened with this channel. I do have some things that I've been thinking about doing lately. Hopefully I'll be able to pull some of that together soon. I still want to continue to make videos about my filmmaking journey, so that will probably be the focus going forward. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you've been subscribed all this time, thank you for sticking around. If you aren't subscribed, you can if you want to. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.